In a stunning reversal of expectations, the Indiana Fever delivered a performance that defied every headline written just a week prior. Written off by critics, reeling from the loss of rookie phenom Caitlyn Clark and coming off a demoralizing three-game losing streak, the Fever entered the Commissioner's Cup opener against the Washington Mystics with their backs against the wall and everything to prove. National pundits had labeled them finished. Fans had already shifted their expectation, and many viewed this matchup as just another loss waiting to happen. But the team had other plans. They weren't just chasing a win. They were chasing redemption, relevance, and a reason to be feared again. And what unfolded on June 3rd wasn't just a victory. It was a loud, unmissable announcement that the Indiana Fever are far from done. That context made the revenge narrative even more explosive. Just 6 days earlier, the same Mystics team had beaten Indiana in a dominant 83-77 performance, showcasing physicality, confidence, and total control. They'd done it with flair, trash talk, and a pointed attitude that made it clear the Fever, without Clark, didn't belong. Dating back to the preseason, the tension had been simmering. From the Mystics targeting Sophie Cunningham to the overly physical play in meaningless games. When they met again, Indiana took that history personally. The Fever remembered every shove, every slight, and every headline. And when they hit the floor on June 3rd, it wasn't just about basketball. It was about pride. The Mystics expected a broken team. Instead, they met a squad fueled by fury and ready to rewrite the narrative. That rewrite began with Kelsey Mitchell, the seasoned guard who has long been Indiana's most consistent threat. With Clark sidelined, the Mystics designed their entire defense to collapse around her. But Mitchell didn't force the issue. She controlled the tempo, moved the ball with surgical precision, and picked her moments with veteran poise. Shooting 7 of 14 from the field and sinking 4 of 7 from beyond the arc, Mitchell posted 23 points and provided the leadership the team desperately needed. Her crucial three-point play late in the game sealed the deal, and she did it all while under relentless defensive pressure. Teammates and coaches alike praised her grace and maturity. She didn't chase the spotlight. She earned it, and her steady hand became the anchor that held the Fever together when things could have unraveled. While Mitchell's impact was steady, Lexi Hull's was explosive and completely unexpected. After going scoreless in the first half, Hull erupted in the third quarter with a 12-point flurry that changed everything. She went 5 of 6 from the field in that stretch, attacking off the dribble, hitting open looks, and dishing out assists like a seasoned pro. Her energy was contagious. Suddenly, Washington's defense, which had looked confident and prepared, was scrambling. Her movement off the ball opened up passing lanes, confused defenders, and broke down the Mystics' rhythm. Hull's performance wasn't just a hot streak. It was the tipping point. The third quarter belonged to her, and it was in that window that Indiana stole the game's momentum. She would finish with 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists, all in the second half. And perhaps most important of all, she gave the Fever belief. That belief surged with the arrival of Ari McDonald, an emergency hardship signing who stepped into the starting rotation as if she had always belonged. With barely any time to learn the system, no chemistry with her teammates, and the pressure of a must-win game, McDonald delivered 27 minutes of all-out intensity. From the opening tip, she made her presence felt, drawing 3 charges in the first 8 minutes and racking up 5 assists and 3 steals in her debut. She disrupted passing lanes, forced bad decisions, and kept the Mystics off balance. Her defensive pressure gave Indiana an edge it had been missing since Clark's injury. She wasn't just filling a roster spot, she was changing the game. Veteran teammates like Kelsey Mitchell took notice, praising her immediate impact and professional approach. McDonald may have entered as a band-aid, but she played like a cornerstone. Even with Clark out, her influence continued to loom over the team and the league. As soon as whispers of her possible return hit the news cycle, ticket prices for Indiana's upcoming matchups soared. Against the Connecticut Sun, prices in one section jumped 62% overnight. BetMGM still listed Clark as the second favorite. In the MVP race, despite missing multiple games, The demand to watch her play isn't just about fandom, it's economic gravity. Clark's potential return has transformed each game into a national event. Her absence may have challenged Indiana, but her shadow continues to fuel viewership, hype, and ticket sales across the WNBA. Even while sidelined, she's the league's biggest draw, and everyone, from fans to rival coaches, is already adjusting their plans for when she steps back onto the court. Yet, what the Fever accomplished without her cannot be overlooked. Their revenge win over Washington was a textbook case of team basketball. Indiana recorded 21 assists on 30 made field goals, a stunning stat that revealed just how cohesive the team had become. Mitchell led the way, but Hull, McDonald, and others kept the ball moving, attacked in rhythm, and trusted each other. This was no longer a team waiting for a savior. It was a squad that had found its own voice. The Mystics came in expecting an easy win. Instead, they found themselves chasing ghosts, rotating late, and getting beat at their own game. Indiana's commitment to passing, spacing, and unselfishness made the difference and proved that this group is more than one star deep. That evolution has created a new identity for Indiana. No longer just Caitlyn Clark's team, the Fever are now defined by balance, effort, and trust. Mitchell has stepped into a leadership role. Hull is emerging as a breakout star, and McDonald has given them a disruptive presence that few teams can match. That depth gives the Fever options. Instead of relying on one scorer to carry the load, they now have multiple threats, each capable of shifting momentum. It's a shift that was forced by adversity, but it may end up being the best thing to happen to this franchise. What was once a team in free fall is now a squad climbing the standings and earning every bit of respect along the way. And now, with Clark's return on the horizon, the possibilities are multiplying. Her presence doesn't just add points, it transforms the offense. With Clark on the floor, defenders can't sag off or double-team others. Her range and vision open up clean looks for Mitchell, corner threes for Hull, and space for Boston in the paint. Her ability to orchestrate tempo gives Indiana a level of control they've missed. But what's different now is that she's rejoining a team that's already clicking. This isn't a team desperate for help. It's one ready to weaponize their full potential. Clark doesn't need to save them. She just needs to plug in and elevate them. As for the future, the Fever are no longer just trying to survive, they're making a push. With newfound depth, cohesion, and confidence, they have a legitimate shot at the playoffs. Their revenge win over the Mystics wasn't just about the final score. It was about sending a message. We're not done. The team that many wrote off just a week ago is now one of the most intriguing stories in the league. And with Clark set to return, Indiana has a chance to ride a wave of momentum straight into postseason contention. If there was ever a team built to shock the WNBA, this might be it. The league is watching, the fans are invested, and the Fever, they're just getting started. And while the scoreboard told one story, the bigger narrative is what's happening behind the scenes. The Indiana Fever have undergone a culture shift, from a team leaning on one transcendent player to a unit built on shared responsibility, defensive grit, and collective belief. That matters in a league as competitive and top-heavy as the WNBA. For the first time in years, Indiana has a roster with both youth and veteran poise, depth and dynamism, energy and execution. The chemistry that's forming between Mitchell, Hull, Boston, and now McDonald could be the bedrock of something sustainable. And when Clark returns, not only does she get to rejoin a team with momentum, but she walks into a locker room that knows how to win without her. A subtle but powerful shift that changes everything about how this team moves forward. The Fever are no longer asking Clark to be a savior. They're giving her a system to thrive in, and that's a nightmare for opposing defenses. As national attention swells and pressure mounts, Indiana isn't backing down. They're leaning in. Practices are sharper. Communication is louder. Players are talking about spacing, ball movement, and .5 basketball, where the goal is to make a decision, pass, shoot, or drive in half a second. That's not just a play style. It's a philosophy, and it's working. When the Fever play fast, play smart, and stay connected, they look like a playoff team. More importantly, they believe it now. The June 3rd win wasn't the end of a tough stretch. It was the beginning of a redemption arc. The doubters had their moment. Now, it's Indiana's turn. And if they keep playing like this, with Clark's return imminent,